righty then. Okay, I believe we are recording. And welcome, Raw Collective. Welcome to the Day Village. It is truly my honor and my privilege today to introduce you to someone who is very dear to my life, who have been very instrumental in some breakthroughs in my life at this ripe young age of almost 60. I am going to share with you all today, and we're just going to flow in the spirit. One of my, I feel I can call my friend, my family member, a spiritual coach, a global spiritual life coach, and a public speaker, Mr. Raymell Bentley. He's going to share with us today and talk a little bit about how he got to this place and how he is helping and healing souls globally. So, without further delay, allow me to introduce to you Mr. Raymell Bentley.
I
Welcome.
am so honored to be here. Thank you for having me. Thank you for allowing me to be in this space with you.
Oh, we are honored. So, like we discussed, guys, when you don't be, I'm gonna tell a little bit behind the scenes that we have a coaching healing relationship to
Mm,
where he really helped me out this summer and got me to a place of healing. And I'm so grateful and blessed for that. And almost like I said, guys, I'm going to be 60 years old this year, but he helped me to identify some things, to release some things. And I want him to feel free to flow. I don't know if you want me to lead you into things, but you just share with us really what you do and how you do it and how you come to walk in your calling. Share
mm,
that.
I definitely will. My name is obviously Raymell Bentley. I'm a global spiritual life coach, public speaker, and a healer. And I've had the honor and pleasure of supporting thousands of people with releasing emotional blocks. I've helped support others with losing weight, sculpting their bodies, releasing mental limitations as far as just thoughts and just any stories that they're stuck in. I've helped them identify and release them. And I've modeled for 10 plus years. I personal train. I have a list of just services that I have been honored to provide to others, but it wasn't always that way. There was a time in my journey where I didn't even know who I was and what next step to take. And there was a time at the age of 14 that I almost took it all and took my life because I was emotionally abused, mentally abused, physically abused, sexually abused as a child. And I held on to a lot of emotions of anger, of sadness, of unworthiness, of rejection, abandonment. And I just felt lost in the world. And at the age of 14, I moved into my aunt and uncle's house because my mother at that time, she had a abusive husband and I'm the oldest boy, and tried to stand up and protect her and be there for her. As a result, she told me that that's her husband and he's not going anywhere, and I had to leave. That was the most painfulest thing I've ever experienced. It was the person who brought me into this world turned their back on me. So at the age of 14, I was like, well, I'd rather not be here than deal with this pain. And I almost overdosed on a bottle of pills. Thank goodness it was vitamins. Okay. So that's where the health and wellness was imprinted from there because you can't overdose on vitamins. It just makes you healthier. Right. And just throughout my life, I just was on this search of looking for things outside of myself to make me feel whole, complete, and fulfilled. And I always was left feeling empty. And it wasn't until I made the decision to work on myself and not from the outside in, from the inside out, is where I was able to identify where a lot of my pain was rooted, where a lot of the hurt was rooted. And I was able to release it and create space to allow new things to come into my life. From that, purpose was developed. From that, I would discover the gifts that I had. And now I support others by me knowing who I am, knowing what I came in this world to do. And just, I like to say, I remind people who they are and what they're capable of.
That is such an awesome description of your work and to hear the backdrop of your story and to see you now. Like you say, well, you never really know someone's story. Wow. And okay, so now here's where like okay, so where did you get the levelness and the firmness? Because as a coach, what really helped me and drew me to a place of understanding and facing myself face on, head on, was you wouldn't let me get away with stuff. You would really like describe that to the people. Like when you say when you're mirroring back to someone, and then sometimes because I was caught in a lot of that. I was caught in a lot of, my old me and my hurt self would be like, okay, we're gonna get that straight. And then I do live by in all your understand in all your ways, get an understanding, but it doesn't have to come from that place. And you helped me with
Mm,
that when I had to recognize it in me. Then we're going to get into the little parts of us, the little people. But where did
mhm.
you get that part to where you have people mirror themselves? And you said sometimes other people that bug you is kind of what you see in yourself.
Well, everything is truly a reflection and mirror, and it's more so in the emotions, the feelings that we have stored within us. So it wasn't until I honestly started to work with my life coach in the end of 2020 into 2021 is where I really deep dive. I started my self development journey like really in it in 2019. And 2020, 2021, I started to work with my coach, and she did honestly what I did for you. She would
Mm-hmm.
allow me to play small. She created a safe space to where I was able to express and talk about things that I numbed out. And I just brushed under the rug and I tried to pretend as though they didn't happen. And she helped me see that that was truly my superpower. I thought they were weaknesses, so I didn't want to share them or stay stuck in them because I felt like it made me weak to be vulnerable, to share that I was abused and that I had almost committed suicide and all of the things. And she helped me see you can still love that part of yourself. You don't just have to highlight the part of yourself that is having all the glitz and the glams and the success. That part of yourself who went through that heartache and pain, it's still a part of you and it needs love too. So once I started to love every part of me, is how I was able to hold space for others. And I always know there's resistance. Whenever we're changing who we are to become who we're meant to be, there's going to be resistance. Our old ways going to try to pull us back and keep us stuck. And it's going to fight that change because it's unfamiliar and unknown. So when I hold space, I'm able to show up in love. And my energy of love is always going to be felt by anyone who I work with.
Wow. Well, I know I really I can appreciate that because in me, I kid you not, that having that reflection and having that look back at myself, because I never was one so much to judging of others, but then I was looking at and attempting to hold myself accountable. But in those moments where I was drawing back, you was like, no, 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 you got to lean in. You need to just lean into it. You can't run from it. Let's talk about it. What you're feeling. And I think for the first time in my adult life, I really had real conversation about how I felt because I
Mhm.
was so concerned about how everybody else felt. I've been doing that since I was 4 years old, and here I am at the doorstep of 60, and I just got that it's not about what everybody else is feeling. How you feeling, ma'am? Because if
Mhm.
you don't take care of you, there will be nothing left for me, especially coming out of the caregiving role for the 10 years with my mom, then the hurt with family, the broken marriages, all of that combined. But to release it, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I will forever be thankful. I think that's why we bonded.
Mhm.
But that is real. And when you say from the inside out, me and my sister friend were talking about that the other day. When you get the healing from the inside out, that's where a difference is coming. So, wow.
Well, you think about it, if you cut your hand or arm or just any part of your body, it doesn't heal from the outside, though you may see the scar from the tissues that heal from within. But that's the same thing with things that we experience in our life from the trauma that we've endured is we have to heal it from the inside. And that's how it fully will leave a scar to remind us what we have overcome. But the scar is just a reflection and a reminder that we had the strength to do the work.
Yes, indeed. Okay, when you said that about the trauma, let me ask you this right quick because I know you have the knowledge in this area. When I hear a lot of people talk about sometimes people are in relationships or stuck in relationships, or they may be attracted to them because of the trauma bonding. Is
Hmm.
that like when you like it's kind of fit sounds like when you say familiar spirits that they'll kind of can come together? So if you get two people that had that kind of trauma, then that's the bond that the relationship can be based on?
Hmm. Like attracts like. You often will only attract what you're vibrational match to. You will always attract what you're a vibrational match to. And often, a lot of us are familiar with hurt, pain, unworthiness, abandonment, that we attract others unconsciously that make us feel the way that we're used to. So, if you have trauma that you haven't healed and you still are stuck in the stories of I'm not enough, I'm not worthy, I'm always rejected, if someone's trying to show you unconditional love and they're really trying to pour into you, that's unknown to you. You don't
Mhm.
know what that feels like. So instead of embracing it and allowing it, you'll push it away because you'll tell yourself it's too good to be true, or what's the catch, or something has to be up. So you'll unconsciously create a story that tells you that you're not worthy of this. And then the feeling will keep you attracting what you know, and that's where the trauma bomb truly stems and roots from.
Oh my God, you just spoke to my late 20s. Because by the time I was 30, I was in my right mind. But when I was in them 20s and seeking a relationship, that's kind of what you're thinking in that moment. Like you say, you're telling yourself a story. You're building a story of it. My story used to be, I wonder how this is going to end. Because I
Mm,
know I'm not going to break it up, but how is he going to mess it up? And
mm.
that was just a story because of the experience that I had had that was negative before, but now I'm dragging that bucket of shame and guilt into the next relationship on the next poor fella. How's he going to end it? Most time he did, a couple times he did, but that's not right. That's the negative energy. Wow. So I want you to share with the audience a little bit, Brother Bentley, about the energy, because that was something that you opened my eyes up to. Because I know I have a relationship with God. I know that my spirit is real, and I have that. But when you start speaking on the energy that's flowing through us and what we're attracting and what we're drawing to ourselves, share a little bit with that about that with us, because that was a game changer as well.
Boys, and I always want to start with saying whenever I speak of energy, I never discredit God. A
Mm,
lot of people, especially if you're in a religious realm, we tend to stay in the box of what we know, and anything that is unfamiliar, we often judge or reject. And I don't want to ever discredit the force that we call God, Buddha, Allah, universe, whatever you label it as, but everything stems from that force, that energy that is in any and everything that exists in the universe. So everything is just, if you think of the science behind, and this is not made up or ooh, this is science, it's proven. Everything is created of waves and particles. So everything is energy, can never be created nor destroyed. It just goes into one form into the next form. When we came into this physical form, or this physical body, we came into the form of human beings. When we transition out of this human form, we will be back into our spirit, our home base, which is just the spirit. So having that awareness and having that knowledge that everything is energy, our vibration, when you think about it, how we as humans know of something or we identify something is whether we can see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, or touch it. But think about it. When you see something, in order for it to come to life, it gives you a feeling. When you taste something, in order for it to come to life, it gives you a feeling. When you smell something, it's the feeling. All of these senses that we have as humans, though they are the physical of the see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, the foundation is the feeling it gives us.
right.
And that's what makes it come to life. And what it is, as far as good or bad, happy or sad, is the meaning we put behind it. It's like if I see a snake, either I can see the snake and I can put the meaning of, oh, it's scary, so I feel afraid. I can see the snake and I can say, oh, that's beautiful. I can feel excited. But everything is just about the vibration, the feeling that makes things come to life. And it's the meaning we put behind them is what we call either good or bad. And that's how we have this human experience.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that, because I'm telling you that that was a game changer for me. And that's something that I really appreciated during our life coaching sessions. That it was never that, when we're speaking of God and the energy and the creator, that was all encompassing. And I appreciated that. That was really beautiful. Okay, one other area though that I know that really, really, I don't know if I want to save this one for last or really get into it. Let's get into it, because one of the things within our sessions that I know, okay, yeah, let's just jump in here,
Jump
was
in.
for me. For me, it's that, because like I say, I feel like I know I'm a very caring, I'm a compassionate person. I kind of wear my heart on my sleeve, want to love everybody, I'm loyal, all that, caring about everybody else. But when you open my eyes, now the Holy Ghost just shifted it. When you open my eyes about how I need to feel, that I did not need, because I grew up as a child from this needy place of wanting everybody else to be okay. I mean, that was on me. I knew it was an anointing, but it was always in me. It was part of that rejection. It was a part of that not feeling love, the abandonment. So every time that I would come into a space, I had a need that I needed everybody else to be comfortable. I
Mm.
wanted everybody else to be good. And how ironic it is, because I really wasn't good. I'm the one needing it, and I know I was tight with my mom, but hey, that was that. Hey, praise God for mama. But that nurturing that I wasn't getting, I was bound and determined to pour it on everybody else. But lo and behold, when you were working with me, you had me to understand that that's not my responsibility to make everybody else feel any kind of way, that I had to secure me first. And just like it brought me back to the thing when you're on the plane, when they said, put your oxygen mask on you first, even if you've got a child, you got to get it on you first before you can support that child. And
Mhm.
that was powerful for me. So let's share a little bit about that, and then we'll go into the little me and the big me.
Yes.
That part right there saved my life. I believe that gave me the next wind in this season of my life.
Yeah, that's normally our coping styles. Whenever we have environments that we grow up in that we either don't feel safe or we don't feel heard or don't feel seen, we take on these coping styles of people pleaser, overgiver, which makes us pour into others, give unto others before we give to ourselves. And we have to just have some compassion because it's what we were taught.
Right.
Not only did we see it, we were told you have to look out for either your family, your siblings, or whatever the case. So in our minds, we're like, well, this is how life is, and this is how I have to be in it. So that's where we start to become programmed to think it's selfish to put myself first. If I put the oxygen mask on me first, then I need to, how am I saving my life and not others? And that's really once we reverse that and realize if I don't have air in my lungs, how am I going to be able to physically support someone else? So that's really where you unlearn to remember once again that we're all a product and just living images of that force that we call God. So no one ever needs to be saved. It's just, are they tapping into that force that's within them? Are they searching for things outside themselves to save them? And as long as you're looking for anything outside yourself, you will always be the victim. But if you tap within to what you have access to, you know that I have to make sure I'm good because I already know you guys are good because you have the same ability as I do to tap within.
Wow, and that's powerful. That's powerful. And I'm telling you that that is a powerful something for you to come to grips with. And I think the sooner you get to grips with that, the better you're going to be. And then what I learned after that, after I got empowered and start understanding that for myself, even at this ripe young age, then the people that no longer don't want to see you free, then they'll begin to try to manipulate you and make you feel some kind of way. So I could easily rebuff that, because like I say, between me and God, he's showing me the direction. And so this horizontal business isn't as powerful as the vertical pull for
Mm,
me being healed and well. So that's great. All right. So I'm telling you, that was a game changer, y'all. So I hope nobody misses that. If you need to go back and replay this, replay it, because you're okay. You're not selfish. You got to save
mm,
yourself. And I'm not getting in the realm of people's salvation, because I know God had a open arms for me. I thank God that I have that relationship with him, but it's a matter of you versus people. That's how
mm.
I see that. You got to get you in a position to take care of you. Wow. Okay. So now let's get on to this one. I know this was the game changer as well. And I also, like I say, I'm going to do, even with us, I think the familiarity in some of our story and positions is also what made it so easy for me to flow and open up and share with you. And because I am an open book, that's what I want to do with my ministry, with my channel, with my platform, to be transparent. Because I think a lot of people just look at me and they see this little bling bling and they think it's all good. It was not always this way. And for me to have, like I say, I had the bit of the issue of the abandonment as a child, not having the relationship with dad, the disconnect with siblings, the where I feel like never really fitting in sometime with women and friends. And so it's all a part of that. But in the meantime, that my mom did, I kind of have that little part of that little activism in me as well, that I know how to stand up for myself. If I'm not itching, I'm not going to scratch. If I'm not walking, I'm not shuffling. Spirit is on me in good communication. But with that being said, I sometimes tend to want to just set the record straight. And in my past, that's what it was. If you crossed me, I'm the most gentle person, I'm loving and kind, but disrespect was a trigger. So if the
Mm,
trigger was triggered, like you used to say, it was a pow pow. You got a
mm,
little pow pow for everybody. But what really was going on in that, where I'm thinking I'm defending myself, I'm standing up for me. No one's going to run me over. Especially working in an organization for 30 years, it was challenged. They was a special kind of breed in that Navy facility. But again, when I got to the understanding that you explained to me that it was the little child in me, the little girl in me that had not been heard. I wish I would have brought her little picture here. Oh, she's on my phone. The
mm.
little girl in me, can you see her? The little girl,
Yes.
there she is. And look
Her.
at them gloves in that pocketbook, honey. She had a little style back then. That anointing was on her. But when that little baby not being heard, having all of that disconnect, and then growing up into the person that I have to defend this little girl. Nobody's gonna run amok on her. Nobody's gonna abuse her again. That loud talking from a man that I was witnessing around me. So I had all that built up. But when the little girl had to understand and encounter the grown woman, now you tell us that story, because mine done met. She done come together, and baby girl can sit down and mama can handle it. So
Mm.
share that with the audience about how that works.
Often, a lot of our patterns, our habits, and just how we show up in the world is a product of an unhealed younger version of ourselves. So, our younger self who didn't receive what we needed. And it can be so many things. You may not have received love. You may not have received affection. You may have been abused. You may have been neglected. You may have just felt unheard, unseen, and unloved. We often, as adults, we feel like, okay, I'm grown, so now I can stand up for myself. I could just show others who I am and just really show up from this place of empowerment that we think. But often we're reactive to so many things in life because we still have the fight, flight, and freeze way of living. So we're either in the fight, I got to fight because something or someone is coming after me. I freeze because I don't feel safe and I don't know what to do. So I'm just going to stay where I'm at. Or I just fight, flight, and freeze. And then, or I'm just on the run. I'm on the go. I got to run away. I got to be busy because I don't want to deal with what is bothering me. So that's how we operate in our adult life because our younger self is still operating that way. And it's not until you acknowledge that there is some inner child healing that needs to be done, it's when you're able to go and reparent your younger self. Often, if we didn't get the certain just things or our needs met from our parents, we feel like, well, they need to tell me this or they need to do this. So we get stuck in the story about them. But when we realize that I have the ability to do that myself because I can make time to hear my younger self. What do you need in this moment? What are you feeling in this moment? And give them what they need by just being present. And
Mm.
we did different techniques and just exercises that helped you connect with little Nisi
Yeah.
and allowed you to open up. And as you open up that portal of emotions, now you're freeing yourself from the fight, flight, and freeze. And now you're really activating love. You're activating peace and joy and happiness. And that's how you're able to show up in a responsive way versus reactive. Because when you're in the fight, flight, and freeze, you're just reacting to any and everything that comes your way. But once you heal and integrate the younger and the adult version, now you're responding because you know that whatever someone is doing or saying is not about you. So now you're seeing, oh, you're trying to project your hurt onto me. Oh, you're trying to project your pain onto me. Oh, you're trying to project that lack onto me. not in this house, because
Mhm.
our body is our house. This is our vessel. So you start to be more mindful of what you allow, what you accept, and what you give your energy to.
Oh, amen. And that I'm telling you, that was one of the biggest game changers for me. And that I was able, and I'm telling you to this very day, it just helped with the situation with the business, with the legal shield, where I was helping with my godmom, 80 years old, guys trying to take advantage of her. He thinking I'm the attorney. I'm like, no, no, but she has representation. And when we got it all worked out, but I had to stop him because he began to try to overtalk me, tried to get up over me. And in that moment, I said, excuse me, respectfully. I appreciate if you just stop right now. We're going to do this another way, and we're going to get Godmom on the line, and this is how we're going to do it. Well, will you? Well, oh no, no, but respectfully, I
Mm.
asked you just hold on. And before I even got back to the car, before 20 minutes, that man called me back. Everything was rectified. He's listened to tapes, and everything's fine. But that, and just imagine, I didn't have to meet that energy. Where
Mm-mm.
am I going? I'm right here. Like you said, no, no, I'm gonna meet you right here. And Big Niecy, Mama's gonna handle this. Baby girl, you stay in the seat. Because when you told me that part of it, when the little girl is on the rampage, pow, she in the room and she gonna get stuff in order, she don't have to jump up anymore. She can stay in her seat, and Denise, Mrs. Day all day will show up and handle it in a different manner.
Remember when we would do the work and I would always remind you you are a queen and you remain on your throne. And whenever
Yes.
you embody that, queens don't interfere or participate in, and it's no discredit, but with peasants, there are people who handle that. Come to me when it's something I need to give my energy to.
Oh my God, that was it. That was it. Because if you don't, you'll be down in the village with the court gesture on every opportunity that they can drag you with the court gesture. And
Hmm.
I'm above that. I remember that. I remember that day you told me that. Well, how should do? He said, "Why would you give?" You said, "Why would you give that your energy?" Queens don't do that. Oh, that's power. That's power. Thank you for that reminder. Yes, sir. All right. Yes, sir. All right. So I know this has been so good, and I know this is not going to be our last encounter here on the network at all. But what I want to do right now, because I know you were so gracious to put me in on your schedule to come in and be a blessing to my day village and to the Raw Collective. But I want to give you the opportunity before you go. I want you to leave us with some of anyone in any area that you want to share with us in. I know I put that out on the questionnaire. If it was in the areas of spirituality, faith, finance, just empowerment, whatever you want to leave with us, and then let us know. I want you to let my audience know how we can follow you, how we can reach you. Because guys, my coach right here, he got me going on my social media. I was sitting there, I was having it all in my head. You told me get outside yourself and press play. And I've been
Hmm.
pressing play, haven't I? He told me he's proud of what I'm doing. And
That
that's
play is it's you on full throttle. You just in movement.
what you said this year. You said all gas and no brakes.
No breaks.
How we
Let's
coming
go.
out the gate. So I'm so thankful, y'all. But I want you to tell us how we can follow you, if people can touch base with you, because I'm telling you guys, if any time was the present to invest in yourself, I found that to be the case, and I invested in my. Let me look straight at this camera. I invested in myself, and as far as, oh my God, how can I even phrase it? It was such a freeing experience to have a life coach, to have a safe space, and have somebody that can reflect and give you honest feedback. And even if you think you're one of them kind of little tough guys, you get Coach Billy in your corner. He gonna get it with you. He gonna straighten it out with you, okay? Because that's what we need. We need to be held accountable. My word for this year is accountability, and I'm
But with
starting
love, with
first.
love,
Come
with
on.
love.
You know, we changed my whole tag on my page. It was love, respect, and unity. And we all can come together and do this. Oh
Hmm.
my God, and be kind to somebody. But I want you to leave us with anything that you think for this year that we can focus on, that's going to help us, redirect us, get us focused, and then share with the people where they can reach you in your social medias.
Of course. What's coming up for me to leave with you all is remember energy grows where energy goes. Your thoughts sends out a signal. Your emotions is the magnet that attracts whatever it is you're focusing on back to you. If you're focusing on what you feel is going wrong, problems, and just all the hardships in your life, and you believe what you are giving your energy as far as thoughts to, you will attract more of that into your life. Start being optimistic, start having faith. There's so much power in faith and belief, and know that you have everything that you need within you to create, to attract, to have whatever your heart desires.
Yes.
Always remember, if you can believe it, you can receive it.
Yes. Yes.
And
Oh
you
my
can
God.
follow me, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. My handle is Raymell Bentley. Um, I'm sure you'll put the spellage verbiage of how to spell my name in the post. And also, if you want to see about booking a consultation, if you go to my Instagram, Raymell Bentley, I do free 30-minute discovery calls. If you're at a point in place where you're feeling stagnant, stuck, and you don't know what direction to go in your life, let's talk. Normally, I can identify what it is you're focusing on and where the block is, and we can help you release it and get you into inspired action.
Yes, God. Yes. Wait. Where my thing? Oh. Now look on that. You are not kidding at all. Look, this is a mic drop. He will get you inspired into action. That's what I'm talking about, people. Because that's the motto for the year: is accountability starts with me, and that is it. Stop talking about it. It's time to be about it.
But look at Sister Denise, this is a product of that. What we're doing in this exact moment.
Isn't it?
This is exactly what we're doing. You're in inspired action, getting things done.
Yes, God. Well, I am so grateful and just so blessed. I'm telling you, it has been a magnificent journey, and I know it's not over yet. I know it's not over. I see us. We got big things to come, and I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to it. And I am so, like I say, proud and just happy and just excited for you. You've been to the made to the stage. I mean, you out here in the MTM. You're doing it. You're doing it globally, and
yeah,
we are. I'm just so proud. And I'm thankful, and I'm thankful that we're family now. We're past the
for
coaching.
life.
This is my little big brother, y'all. Okay.
Yes,
Hey,
yes.
for it, but I'm going to be, like I said, I'll be running this on all of our social medias. You're definitely going to be back. You know, you can come back anytime you're doing anything that you want to let us know about so that we can follow you. And I know you go live a lot on your social media, on your Instagram, your Facebook. I'll be right behind you in your steps. I'm coming live too. But I
Yes,
love you to
yes.
life. I love you to life, and I thank you so much. And I know my audience is gonna fall in love and they're gonna appreciate all of this. I'm gonna title this Bentley Gems. Gems that you were dropping. We're gonna work on the title.
Boom. That's it. There it is.
Hey, there it is.
I love you too.
I love you. Thank you so much for taking time with us and dropping in the Day Village. And you know you're welcome anytime. You have an open invitation. The door is always open.
And I'll be back. Don't tell me that because I'll be back. Okay.
Hey, hey, I ain't playing.
Don't
We don't
threaten me
play.
with a good time.
That's what Alex be saying. That's just what my husband. Don't threaten me with a good time. Oh my gosh, I thank you. I love you. And to take time and today and for this special day, I just ended my radiation, so I'm free from that. I'm done, and it's really it's pressing it, y'all. That's it for this year. We going it's all gas and no brakes.
No breaks.
Hey, glory. Okay, you say it won't be you won't fail to take a turn in the road unless you miss the bend in the road. So turn with it. Keep turning with it. Oh, I love you to life. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for popping in. Like I said, it's going to be all on the platforms, and you watch out for the updates and everything to come. We're going to be advertising next time ahead of time, so you guys will make time. And again, I want to leave you with this all A. Just be a great day, all day, every day. And we love you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Coach Raymell. Mwah.
Yeah,
I love
bye.
you to life. All right.